Gentleman with the red there. Introduce yourself, sir, please, and a question.
My name is Humayun Mughal. I am a journalist in Japan more than 40 years, originally from Pakistan. One thing I want to ask you that the democracy, what I heard about the democracy is like a definition is like a God and I, me and nation. First we make the house of God and then we build the nation. This is a real democracy, but somehow that democracy is getting destroyed because there's only power and I, me and nation. So power is destroying the problem. What is the process? How you can unite the God hearts to the political leaders so they can stop genocide the people in the Middle East, like Israel wars or Palestinian people are killing there? I think they don't God's mind. So I need that how to connect their God mind to the political leader so they can stop this genocide the person. My question, please.
There is a challenge here, which is we understand that there's a spiritual element to this faith, regardless of what it is. It's about the heart, it's about the mind, it's about the soul. And leaders, we must appeal to the soul and the heart of our leaders, but they have these political equations as well. Sam, how do we deal with that dichotomy within every human, and how do we bring that pressure to bear on our leaders?
Yeah, I think number one is you got to recognize it. And number two, what's the role of government in all of this? And we would say the role of government is to protect your right to practice your faith as you see fit, not to pick a side, not to pick a winner or a loser, not to favor one or the other, but to say you have the right to practice your faith as long as you're peaceful. If you're not going to be peaceful, if you're going to blow up buildings and everything, you're going to jail. But the role of government in this isn't to pick that side, it's to protect that right. I think that's the key thing that political leaders have to get clearly in mind.
And also just to add another thought, I think it's very unhealthy for religions when they are co-opted by governments, when faith communities become a tool and sometimes even a weapon of those who wield political power. One example that comes to mind very much from current events unfolding around the world has been the way, for example, in Russia, we've seen Vladimir Putin kind of try to co-opt the Russian Orthodox Church to sort of bless his war efforts in Ukraine. It's a big topic, not one I want to get into, but I think that that's very damaging for religions and for faith communities if they become wielded as kind of another tool of political power. I don't know if that's a little bit what you were getting at, sir, but I do think that the healthiest societies are those where people of all beliefs and none are protected, are treated with respect, have an equal place at the table. And as Ambassador Brownback said, everybody needs to be welcome at the table, but everybody has to have some table manners. Everybody has to live, respectfully by the rules of the society. But also where the government doesn't weaponize a particular faith, either co-opting it to advance their goals or weaponizing itself against a particular faith, so that relationship between those who wield political power and those who operate in that realm of faith, that it has to be respectful but not intertwined, in my opinion.
And we wrestle with this a lot in the United States, as I'm sure you've observed, that we're far from perfect on this. I want to also compliment Katrina. She's been on the plane or in an airport about 40 hours and got in at 4 a.m. this morning to make it here because of so many delayed flights. And she's still upright.
That's wonderful. I would love to yes, thank you so much. We have more questions. Unfortunately, I'm getting the time. We have other panels coming.